Venezuela finds itself at a major political crossroads. On January 10, 2025, Nicolás Maduro is set to begin another term as president. But his inauguration is far from a simple ceremony. With accusations of election fraud, protests, and unprecedented security measures, the situation is anything but ordinary. What does this mean for Venezuela, and why is the international community so divided? Let's dive in. Maduro's rise to power has been controversial from the start. The 2025 elections were no different. Many nations, including the United States and European Union, have claimed that the elections were not fair and that the results were rigged. Maduro, however, remains steadfast, insisting that his victory was legitimate. The country's economy is in shambles, with inflation and poverty at all-time highs, but Maduro's hold on power remains strong, thanks to the backing of the military and loyalists within the government. To ensure a smooth inauguration, Maduro's government has mobilized an overwhelming security presence. Thousands of military and police officers have been stationed across Caracas, with additional forces on standby across the country. Leaders of the Chavista movement, including Diosdado Cabello, have warned of external and internal threats to the regime, justifying the heavy crackdown on opposition groups and political dissidents. At the same time, critics say this amounts to an extreme form of repression, with numerous arrests and disappearances reported in recent weeks. The opposition, both inside and outside Venezuela, is calling for international intervention and condemning Maduro's upcoming inauguration as illegitimate. Leaders like Juan Guaido, who previously declared himself interim president, have rallied support from foreign governments, urging them to not recognize Maduro's new term. Protests have already started, and tensions are rising across the nation. But despite the opposition's efforts, Maduro's government continues to control the narrative within Venezuela, aided by state-run media outlets and the military. Internationally, reactions to Maduro's inauguration have been mixed. While countries like the US, Canada, and most European nations have voiced their opposition, some nations, including Russia, China, and Iran, have pledged their support for Maduro, citing his importance in maintaining stability in the region. The UN remains divided, with some members calling for sanctions against Venezuela and others urging dialogue. As Maduro prepares to take office again, many wonder what the future holds for Venezuela. Will the international community step in, or will Maduro continue to cement his grip on power? The country's economic collapse, coupled with its ongoing political crisis, makes this one of the most uncertain moments in Venezuela's history. Can Venezuela survive another 6 years under Maduro's rule? Or will this mark the beginning of the end for his government? The situation in Venezuela is tense, and with each passing day, it becomes clearer that the country's future is on the line. As we await the inauguration, the world watches closely, knowing that whatever happens next could change the course of history. Stay tuned for more updates on this developing story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest news and analysis on the situation in Venezuela and the global political landscape.